Hello and welcome to Blue Girls Video Podcast. So I have dreams for you today for October 2018 and November 2018. I think that's all I'll be able to get done. Okay, so October, egg. An overweight black guy is walking around in a restaurant. I am there late at night and ordered an over easy egg for breakfast, staying up all night. Mudslide. There is an overweight teenage girl with her younger sister. I was confronting her on her rather rude behavior. She wanted me to give her a job, and I told her, "You don't even know my name." She wasn't doing well, wasn't thinking clearly. Her apps were getting locked or disappearing. I mentioned about giving her a referral for a former retail employee in a couple of months, near Christmas. Then someone had a camera sitting down at his friend's place, so he recorded people in a room. Someone was accessing this video from another computer laptop without knowledge. Then to my right is a hill and I see a mudslide. So the next one is India. I watched the movie Darjeeling Limited, which takes place in India. Then I had a dream of an Indian woman with large black eyes. Looks like Selena. A young woman is sitting in front of a guy or someone else. She looks a lot like Selena Gomez. Oh, okay. Shadow. These two young girls were at college, and I recall the community bathrooms for women. One girl wanted to get a cat, and the cat told her that wanted to be called Shadow. Okay, the cat told her that she wanted to be called Shadow. I actually have a relative who named her son Shadow, but that's kind of weird. Anyway, I told the girl that I knew a girl named Shadow. Oh, I did also know a girl named Shadow from high school. They also discussed their ideal boyfriends. Aruba. There is this grungy punk rocker guy with dyed blonde hair at his place. At the end of the month, he was planning to take a trip to Aruba. An older woman asked another woman if someone could stay with her. It was a temporary situation, and I think the woman was Asian. Susan is the next one. I didn't have a dream, but awoke thinking of the actress Susan Sarandon for some reason. Okay, so the next dream is going to be Young D. Young D. Alrighty. A young African-American girl with long, frizzy black hair, like Diana Ross, was being somewhat bullied by a white woman. I saw her do it. She passed right by me. Okay, so the next dream is boulders. A woman who is physically fit, who is wearing walking clothes, is walking through an area, stepping on large boulder-like rocks, likes to read. Then today on Facebook was referred to a friend. It was an older man wearing walking clothes, physically fit, and walking on large boulders in some of his photos. I do not know this location. Naked guy. A photo of a completely naked white guy sitting on his bed. He had short, spiked hair and probably in his 30s. October 14, 2018. Okay, this woman wants to buy a ring with either a blue or red stone in it. It comes with accessories. She bought a size 6.5 ring size, but was a little too small, so she needed a size 7. She wanted to borrow about $40 to $50 and charged $200. Her friend wanted her to make the purchase at her house. I also see her working on some kind of computer graphics, fill in color, and an upside down outline drawing. So that last one I just read was Ring. I didn't have the thing on there, the title. I didn't sleep much last night. To the next door apartment, I think it is connected to the bathroom because I can sometimes can hear them opening the medicine cabinet. Anyway, I kept being awakened to hearing people talk, woman and possibly a young girl. So while I was sleeping, I felt a round suction feeling on my lower left back by kidney, like an old-fashioned vacuum from the 70s that has accessories of a hose. Okay, I don't remember that. I've had some weird things happen to me when I'm just waking up, just kind of in the middle of a dream or whatever. Sewing is the next dream. I can't remember much of this dream, but I was in an office room with two other somewhat overweight women. I wanted to do something, but one of the women had my brown book bag and was sewing it together. It has a zipper, so not sure why she would be sewing it. Okay. Hang. I can't remember most of this dream. There is this place that has several young and white women sitting down at their desks. Someone wanted me to be the one to hang people. Okay. Maybe that was a past life. I don't know. But that's kind of strange. I have strange dreams sometimes. Sometimes they don't even make a sense. And sometimes I ask God, why are you telling me these stupid dreams? So anyway, unknown city is the next one. A young woman, possibly me, arrives by bus to a city that I have never seen before. Later, she is walking around town and sees many young adults and buildings, although no skyscrapers. I keep thinking that she took a trip to Seattle, even though it doesn't look like Seattle, possibly Tacoma. I'm not sure. So she checks her bus ticket to see destination. When she arrives in the city, she has a backpack and is standing outside by the bus station. Later, she shows up at a woman's doorstep. The woman had a dog, possibly a golden retriever. The woman has a gift and sees a woman with a bald spot on her head and mentions aneurysm. What does aneurysm have to do with a bald spot? Then she had a word for the brother structure, which he was excited about. For the woman, the word she has for her is crossed out. She doesn't want to go back. Gray vehicle. Two young women are standing in line. One woman wants to take the bus and the other a gray vehicle. I see a vehicle in this dream with its front doors wide open. Oddly enough, on October 24th, 2018, this is like the next day, I was sitting at a bus stop and a guy with brown hair and eyes was parked in his gray vehicle nearby approached me. He wanted to see if I wanted to pick up extra hours of canvassing, basically going door to door for $20 an hour. Was like, I declined. It was some kind of political thing that he wanted me to do. And this is October, so there was probably snow. He also approached some other guys as well. Yeah, he did. I thought it was odd that he had a great car and is the second time in a week. I have been approached regarding political situations. Bubble wrap. I was at a place working at a job, working alone in the room. But there were others there working as well, and that were ethnic looking. In this dream, it's almost like popping bubble wraps as at the job. Another scrawny woman approached her and had a blue folder and had tears in her eyes. The woman mentioned how the job was boring, but she replied that it relaxes her. She also told she liked her. I replied and fibbed, replying that was with someone I didn't even suspect it. I think she may have been married. I was thinking of my friend beginning with the letter J. I was also concerned about problems occurring when working 4 hours a day with loans. That's student loans. White sheets. There was a woman who was trying to get to her place. I sensed a lot of turns in this direction and then another. Almost like a maze. She may have been living at a motel. I see a dark room with a double bed and a TV on dresser stand to the left of the bed. For some reason, she is walking around wrapped in white sheets, almost like a toga. I later see an inside pool with several people swimming. I can somewhat see why people don't read these. Well, first of all, it's not a very popular topic about documenting your dreams, night dreams. But the spelling, sometimes I spell these things wrong, and then, I never see anybody have errors like this. I don't think there's any errors in this one, but I've seen them, and it's like, well, that explains partially why people don't read what I'm writing or whatever, and plus it's not a very popular topic, unless it's your dreams of the future, Okay, so for the last one of October 2018 is fishing or fishing with a PH. I keep tossing and turning in my sleep and awoke with an enormous headache. I don't recall any dreams at all. I had a dream about a man and his family, son and daughter. They were fishing by some lake. I didn't see any fishing poles, but the daughter did go to a fishing store. They weren't wearing coats, so I do not know if this takes place in the future or if it's a much warmer climate. Do not know where. Okay, so starting in November 2018 dreams, bakery. My first dream, I was walking by a lake. Again, this is warmer weather, possibly Lake Calhoun, that I used to walk around in my 20s. Later, I had another dream of bakery. I saw Valentine heart cookies and Halloween cookies as well. I also watched the movie Green Room, which was about musicians and may have inspired a dream of the artist Prince. A band wanted to play a song by Prince. This may have been at First Avenue because they did have a tribute to him when he died in real life. Anyway, I remember thinking that they should play more than just one song, and that I had most of his tapes and records growing up in the 80s. I did. I had quite a few of them. He was one of my favorite artists growing up in the 80s. Hart was, Pat Benatar. Those were my favorites. A few of my favorites. Okay, so it says here on November 2nd, 2018, something odd happened. Something odd does happen out every now and then, right? I stayed up all night, and early in the morning, I was listening to a local radio station, and they played a Prince song, Little Red Corvette. Then two people, my favorite song of his is When Doves Cry. So then two people on the radio were discussing Prince, and so the song was his first song to enter the top 10. He was popular. I don't know why. Yeah, he was like really popular. It was like Michael Jackson was really popular. I had my wall. One of my walls just pasted or posted full of Michael Jackson, and then it was Prince. But Prince was very talented. He was very talented. I don't know how many instruments he could play. He was just a genius with it. So anyway, I have had dreams of I don't know why in the past. I believe that I lived in Washington. The woman mentioned something about trying to guess the name of a song and not to just play one song, but three. It was very close to my wording of my dream, which rarely happens to me. Also because I was up all night the next day, all of a sudden I couldn't stay awake anymore. I fell asleep for a short period of time and heard 1,000 in a man's voice. So artsy. I was sitting across from an artsy woman and remember thinking of all my art classes that I took, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional art. There were more, but only thought of them. There was another woman there. I think she had a designer ring or something else. Tim W. So what this came from, this Tim W, was one time I thought, I said, I wonder what my name was on a, I was thinking of past lives, right? And Tim Whitfield came up. And so I don't know what that means, man. I tried looking him up, and it's like there's no Tim Whitfield I could find. So I don't know why I thought of Tim Whitfield, I don't even know who that is or whatever. Okay, so two ethnic women went to a hotel with twin beds. One was much older than the other women, possibly age 28. There may have been an older Italian guy around for massages. Also on the TV was a sign that said Tim, whatever, my last name. Oh, my last name. Is not Whitfield, by the way, but it does start with W. Okay, well, I thought, well, still, anyway. So that's the dream. Mechanics and ditto. My friend began with the letter S, and I were walking in the stream. I can feel him walking and can see the downtown area. Don't recognize area. However, it looks familiar from a dream. A long time ago. We stopped at a mechanic's and a guy's working on his car. I was upset about something. I didn't want a cup but a Mountain Dew. We would have to take one bus back to original destination. Also, my youngest brother and deceased mom are somewhere in the stream. Okay, ditto. Well, I meant that's the name of the dream, but when I think of ditto, I think of that movie with Patrick Swayze, Ghost. And instead of saying I love you, he says ditto, right? And then at the end he says I love you, I've always loved you. That's a great movie. I just watched it. Anyway, there's a guy sitting on his couch and he looks exactly like one of my brothers, but much younger and mid-30s to 40s. Outside his window he has a large garden and kids are walking around with flashlights. Then a tiny woman with short blonde hair is stripped down to her panties and underwear. Ghost or disappear. Two brothers are sitting on a couch in their house. One was hiding a kitten or a guinea pig underneath the covers. To the right of them on the couch was a preteen guy who resembled my oldest brother, yeah, the one who died of AIDS in 2006. Well, he had similar style of hair. Anyway, as he was sitting on the couch, he disappeared. So I do not know if he was a ghost. It was strange. Orphanage. I recall seeing a rift of snow, and later in real life I recall seeing a woman, possibly me, and how I have always wanted to volunteer at an orphanage. No, when I was younger, you know how people have like dreams. Oh, I want to be this when I grow up. Oh, I want to be that. I never said that. I was like, well, I was interested in different areas, but like art, but I never was really good at a certain area. And, but like when I was younger in my 20s, I always wanted to volunteer in an orphanage. And I had like a lot of energy. Back then I did anyway in my 20s. So, I could keep up with the kids, And I used to get my nieces and nephews when I would go visit them. We'd be playing outside or I'd be playing with them and we'd have water fights. And I'd get them all wound up. So that is something that I always wanted to do. But now at my age, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. And then I'm going to cover this up so you can't see my turkey neck. But I just don't have the stamina, for that right now at my age. But, animals or whatever, that would be okay. But I don't know which one would be more difficult to deal with, the kids or dogs, So anyway, so the next dream is rush. There's a woman who is in a rush and trying to get onto the internet. She gets off a bus and some guy gets off as well. She is looking for a coffee place and sees several stores that are not familiar. She finds a place where kids are sitting at tables. She bought a one-way ticket and wants to buy a ticket back on Tuesday, 161. Packet. A woman receives a large packet that she has to fill out. It feels like possibly being tested out of a class because of the questions. I guess it is for next year. Maybe it is a midterm final. Traveling. A woman is staying at someone's house and several other people are there. a lot of activity. In the morning, she goes to a place with a group of women and some boys are there. She sees that she is missing out. Warmer weather. Later, people are gathering at some sidewalk, all hunched together. She has some of her stuff with her, misplaced her cameras. Not really organized. Arkansas. Frivolous dreams. On a sunny day, a guy is sitting in his car at a park. Several strangers are at the park as well. Someone doesn't want to wait 30 years. So the next, okay, and then a woman has several new or in good condition dress shoes at the bottom of her closet on a carpet. Some guy tried to throw a beige snake into a garbage container, but escaped the plastic bag, so a woman put it in her medicine cabinet. These are called frivolous dreams. Yes, I would say that. Extra in play. Now, this is an interesting dream. This one woman is dressed in 1920s and 1930s clothing style. She may be paid to dress up like this as part of an extra in a play. Then she is sitting in a theater with other actresses younger than that are dressed this way. She also paid with a check for something and had to get money to help pay for something in 2 weeks. There may be some sex or prostitution going on in this dream, but I do not see any exchange of cash. I also see the back of Gabrielle, the character for Renee O'Connor and Xena Warrior Princess, in the theater. She wasn't dressed up like the time period or even the character of Gabrielle. Also, my cousin M sometimes went as an extra for the play as well. So sometimes, so I say, the back of Gabrielle, the character Gabrielle, right? So sometimes in these dreams, it could be a person that its actual name is Gabrielle or Renee, that instead of, it's not Renee O'Connor, but sometimes that's what it means, the person with the same name. Twin beds. There is a large room with several twin beds with young female students, with numbers located on the wood of bed. One of the girls bringing most of her things with her as she leaves, possibly for the holidays. Cool pad. This young hippie-like woman is in her room with a double bed, a cool decorated pad. She pays $7.50 for rent. A guy comes out of her room, possibly a bathroom, and another door opens to a store. Later in the evening, there is a sheet of snow and only an orange or red colored pickup truck in the parking lot at nighttime. It is there, then it is gone. On November 25th, 2018, I saw a pickup truck on the curb of my old apartment, not a parking lot, but was only vehicle there. View was from my old apartment in Dream. Viewpoint from girl. I see the viewpoint of a young girl in the stream who may be mentally challenged or thinking process is kind of slow. She is around kids her own age who do not want to include her in the group. She communicates with one of them and they don't respond. The kids are downright mean and cruel to this poor girl. She doesn't say any more to them. Later, same girl or another woman is at some college bar with some guys. An older blonde-haired guy wants her to pick up something like a present for him. So she does, and he mentions some future live band in the future. She has a small mailbox key that I think the man gives her. Teenage girl. This one teenage girl and her mom are at their house. The girl is opening and closing the sliding glass door because they don't seem to be working correct, not locking. There also is something really gross like a toilet, not sure it isn't white. She sees her mom sitting at a desk in a room, an older lady with possibly blonde hair. Later, she is in a group with several of her friends. She goes to a counter and there is paper with writing that she picks up. Okay, so this is the last one for November 2018, Short Dreams. I mentioned something about Reno. November 27, 2018. November 29, 2018. This Mexican woman is sitting on a long table with her laptop. She seems to be trying to search for something on her computer. November 30th, 2018. I awoke to a woman trying to talk to me. Okay, so thank you for watching. This entire year, this is 2023. Even though this is documented in 2018. This entire year from January to December and even maybe the beginning of January of 2024, weekly, I am going to be doing these video blogs of all the documented dreams, and the documented dreams span over 10, 11 years. So thank you for watching.